Welcome, everyone, to the first module of AI Literacy for Accountants. This five-part series aims to provide you with both knowledge and critical thinking skills that are necessary to navigate the changing landscape of artificial intelligence, especially generative AI. In putting these modules together, I utilize the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, which states that a small portion of inputs or efforts usually accounts for a large portion of the results or outcomes. What this means is that I'm going to focus on the things that I think are most important for you. In this initial module, I will establish a basic understanding of what AI is, focusing specifically on generative AI, and discuss its immediate impact on your studies at the university. My goal isn't to introduce you to a new technology, but rather to prepare you for a professional world where AI has already become an essential tool. Understanding AI is no longer optional. It's a vital part of your professional growth as future accounting leaders. Let me begin with the broad definition of artificial intelligence. At its core, artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to machines' ability to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. This includes a wide range of capabilities, from solving complex problems and learning from data to making decisions, perceiving their environment, and understanding human language. It's important to understand from the beginning that while AI systems can imitate human intelligence, they're not capable of perceiving or feeling things, at least for now. They lack consciousness, feelings, and personal motivations, but they're advanced tools designed to carry out specific functions based on algorithms and data. In the broad world of AI, this course mainly focuses on generative AI. Unlike traditional AI that might analyze existing data, generative AI is designed to generate or create new content. Think of it as an artist or a writer, but an artificial one. It learns patterns, structures, and styles from large amounts of existing data, whether that data is text, images, music, code, etc. And then it uses that knowledge to produce new outputs that are often indistinguishable from human-made content. You're probably already familiar with some of the well-known examples, each with its own strengths. OpenAI's ChatGPT is a versatile tool that's excellent for generating text, brainstorming, creative writing, and summarizing. If you need a quick draft or some ideas, it's a reliable choice. Google's Gemini excels at multimodal input, and what that means is that it can understand and generate content based on text, images, and even audio or video. It's powerful for complex reasoning and coding, and its integration with Google's extensive information ecosystem makes it excellent for staying current with the latest information. Perplexity AI stands out as an answer engine. When you ask it a question, it doesn't just give you an answer. It provides direct citations to its sources, making it extremely useful for research and quickly verifying information. Claude, developed by Anthropic, is recognized for handling very long documents and conversations. If you need to analyze a lengthy report or have an in-depth discussion, Claude's extended context window offers a large advantage. It also highlights ethical AI development. Finally, Microsoft Copilot is designed to seamlessly integrate into your workflow within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem that includes things like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. This makes it highly effective for tasks such as drafting emails in Outlook, summarizing meetings, or helping with content creation directly within your documents and presentations. Understanding these various tools and their strengths will help you select the appropriate AI for each task, boosting both efficiency and effectiveness. Before focusing on specific AI tools, I thought that it was important for you to understand that there are really two categories of AI that you'll encounter. One category primarily resides in your academic and home environments, and the other in your work environment. Consumer AI tools like ChatGPT and Google Gemini are trained on general internet data and operate independently. They're excellent for learning and brainstorming, but they don't have access to real-time information or your organization's specific data. Enterprise AI systems work differently. Many use what's called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. Instead of just relying on training data, RAG systems can search through your company's databases, recent documents, and current information to provide more accurate, contextual responses. For example, Microsoft Copilot for Business can access your company's SharePoint files, recent emails, and current client data to provide responses specific to the organization. The distinction matters because the AI tools you use as students will likely differ from the ones that you encounter in your professional career. So understanding both will help you transition smoothly from academic to professional AI use. Just as important as understanding what generative AI is understanding what it's not. First and foremost, generative AI is not always correct. Because it's trained on large data sets, it can sometimes produce outputs that are factually wrong, biased, or even completely made up, a phenomenon often called hallucinations. Second, it's not a human. It doesn't have feelings, intentions, or real understanding. It processes information based on statistical probabilities, not true comprehension. As a result, generative AI is not a replacement for critical thinking. You, as the user, are responsible for checking its outputs, using your judgment, and ensuring accuracy. And finally, it's not a substitute for learning. While it can give quick answers, relying only on generative AI for understanding can slow down your learning process and hinder the development of important critical thinking skills that are essential in both your academic and professional careers. Large language models, or LLMs, drive many of the generative AI applications that you use, especially those that produce text. Think of LLMs as highly advanced prediction tools. They're trained on huge data sets of text and code, including almost everything that's available online, as well as digitized books, articles, and more. Through this training, the LLM recognizes complex patterns, grammar rules, factual details, and stylistic differences. When you give it a prompt, it doesn't think like a human. Instead, it predicts the most likely next word or sequence of words based on learned patterns to create a coherent and relevant response. It's a powerful pattern recognition tool, not genuine understanding. Large language models are trained on vast amounts of internet data, billions of words from web pages, books, articles, and social media. While this enables coherent responses, it also means that generative AI can inherit and reproduce biases present in the training data, leading to potentially biased or incomplete outputs. AI is fundamentally transforming higher education, and with that, it's bringing a lot of positive changes. For students, AI can provide more personalized learning experiences. It can adjust to individual paces and offer tailored feedback. It can greatly improve research by quickly retrieving information, summarizing long documents, and assisting in brainstorming ideas. It also enhances accessibility with features like real-time translation and text-to-speech. Ultimately, AI creates a new learning opportunity, enabling the exploration of complex topics and scenario simulation in ways that were previously extremely difficult and sometimes impossible. While AI offers many benefits, it also presents significant challenges and concerns in higher education. A major concern is the potential for diminished critical thinking. In fact, recent studies, including those from Microsoft, Carnegie Mellon, and MIT, suggest that over-reliance on AI can lead to less mental engagement and weaker problem-solving skills. The reason is that users may focus more on questioning AI outputs as opposed to engaging in the deep analysis themselves. In a similar fashion, there's a risk of reduced creativity if students become too dependent on AI for idea generation. This could hinder their original thought processes. The issue of academic dishonesty is also extremely important, as the ease of generating content can lead to unauthorized use for assignments and quizzes. This in turn can create pressure for students to use AI, leading to a feeling of being left behind if peers are perceived to be gaining an unfair advantage. Finally, as previously discussed, the accuracy and verification of AI-generated content remain ongoing challenges requiring careful human oversight. AI isn't just a new tool, it's fundamentally transforming the landscape of higher education. We're witnessing a major shift in learning approaches, moving away from rote memorization toward a stronger focus on critical thinking, problem solving, and applying knowledge. As a result, students need to develop new skills, not just technical AI proficiency, but also strong ethical reasoning, adaptability, and the ability to work effectively with these AI tools. Let me share a personal example of how technology transforms professions. When I took the CPA exam in the mid-70s, calculators weren't allowed. Every calculation, no matter how tedious, had to be done manually. I even had to extract square roots and build time value of money tables. But I was able to handle this because my education prepared me for this environment. With no calculators permitted, the exam itself was shorter and arguably less complex. But as calculators eventually became permitted, something interesting happened. The questions became more detailed. Freed from the tedium of manual calculations, candidates were now expected to handle more comprehensive, judgment-based problems. The tool changed, and so did the expectations and the assessments. Today, I see history repeating itself, but this time with artificial intelligence. The calculator redefined what accountants were expected to do. AI is now redefining what students are expected to learn and what professionals are expected to do. AI is not a passing trend, but rather a permanent fixture that will continue to evolve. And as students, your ability to use it responsibly will be crucial for your success. Like many other universities, UWF is still developing AI policies. Therefore, managing AI in the academic setting currently relies mostly on individual professors. This means that guidelines can vary greatly between departments and also courses. Therefore, the most important advice is to always check your syllabus for each course. Your professor's syllabus is your definitive guide for acceptable AI use on assignments, quizzes, and projects. If you're ever unsure or if a situation arises that isn't explicitly covered, ask your professor for clarification. It's much better to ask up front than to risk an academic integrity violation. Remember, the goal is to use AI to improve your learning and understanding, not to skip the learning process. And finally, if AI use is allowed, transparency is essential. What this means is that you should always disclose its use and cite it properly, just as you would any other resource. Academic honesty is the foundation of higher education, and the rise of AI doesn't alter this core principle. It simply expands its reach. The main idea remains that all work you submit must be your own original thought and effort, unless your professor explicitly allows collaboration or AI assistance. Submitting an AI-generated content as your own without proper attribution is considered plagiarism, just as copying from a book or a website would be. Likewise, using AI tools when they're expressly forbidden for an assignment counts as unauthorized help, which is a form of cheating. You're ultimately responsible for the accuracy, originality, and integrity of everything you submit. Over-reliance on AI not only threatens academic integrity, but it also hinders your learning and development of essential skills like critical thinking, research, and effective communication, which are crucial for your future career. To recap, this first module introduced a basic understanding of what artificial intelligence, especially generative AI, is and isn't. It covered the core mechanics of large language models and emphasized the importance of knowing their data sources and potential biases. It also looked at major positive and negative impacts of AI on higher education, focusing on changes in learning methods and the critical need for academic honesty. In Module 2, I'll shift my focus directly to the accounting profession. I'll explore how AI is currently used in accounting, discuss its transformative impact, and include a practical activity to demonstrate AI's capabilities and limitations in a real accounting environment. So get ready to think critically about how AI will influence your future career in accounting.